Good afternoon. I'm Sergeant Ray Reeves with the Jacksonville Sheriff's Office Homicide Unit. A little after 8 a.m. this morning, patrol officers were dispatched to the 7000 block of Fawn Lake Drive. That's F-A-W-N, Lake, common spelling, and Drive, common spelling, in reference to someone who had been shot. When they arrived on scene, they located an adult male with multiple gunshot wounds. JFRD responded to the scene as well and pronounced the victim deceased. Detectives from the homicide unit, as well as the crime scene unit and the medical examiner's office investigators, responded to the scene and are conducting an investigation that is ongoing. Because of that, at this time, the classification of this death is pending, and we will continue to investigate and coordinate our efforts with the state attorney's office and the medical examiner's office, who've been tied in from the beginning. At this point, we do have one person that has been detained and is currently being questioned in reference to this, and that's all the details from that we have. We do believe, from the information that's initially come in, that this is an isolated incident and there are no threats to the community in reference to this particular shooting. We are asking if anyone has any information to please come forward. You can remain anonymous and contact Crime Stoppers via the tip line. You can contact the Jacksonville Sheriff's Office at 904-630-0500. And then also we have a JSO crime tip line, and that email address is JSO crime tips with an S at jacksheriff.org. And again, we are looking for any assistance if anyone has any information. I can take any questions that you may have right now that I could possibly answer.
The victim lived at that home?
That is correct, yes. We have established that as of right now.
Can you say if the victim and the suspect, or the man in custody, is related to the victim?
I can say they knew each other. I do know that.
We've heard reports that it was a father and son. Can you confirm that?
I can't speak on that right now.
Was the victim found in the house or
That's
outside?
correct. Inside the residence, yes, sir.
Have you recovered a weapon?
We have detectives that are still at the scene, so they're still walking through that and processing.
I apologize if you said this already. You said it was an adult male. Was the
That's
victim?
correct. Yes, ma'am.
Do you have an age or age range?
Yeah, I think he's 60s, early to mid 60s.
And the person who was detained, male, female, age?
An adult male, I think 30s, late 20s, early 30s.
Do you have any knowledge if this is a home that you guys have been to a lot? Like there's been...
I have no knowledge of that. No, sir.
Is it a neighbor who called it in, or was it the person?
We're working through that with the 911 calls now. We're going through that process right now.
And did the person who was detained, did they live at the home?
We're not sure yet.
Was there anyone else in the home at the time?
No, sir. No,
About
sir.
what time, I'm sorry?
It was initially called into police at a little after 8 this morning. To patrol, not to us, but to patrol.
Did the person who's detained live at that home?
We're not sure. That's what she asked. We're working through that right now.
Do other people normally live at that home? I know that you mentioned nobody else was there at the time.
No, we know that the victim lived there. We do know, we've established that. No one else that we've come across right now in the investigation that we know lived
Is
there.
the man in custody being cooperative at this
Yes,
point?
absolutely. Yes.
Facing any charges or?
We'll have to see what happens when they finish the interviews and walking through the crime scene. It's just too early right now.
And cause of death is
Still undetermined, right? Correct. That's right.
Do you know if
Pending classification until the medical examiner performs their autopsy.
Can you share where the gunshot wounds were?
I do not know. No, I do not know. I know there were several, but I do not know that. Anything else?
Thank you.
All right. No, thank you. Have a great day.
Thanks.
JSO. And just in case you just joined us, just to recap here, there's been a man shot and killed not far from the Avenues Mall in the 7500 block of Fawn Lake Drive South. That's in the Deer Cove neighborhood off of US 1. And we just heard from JSO some information, still a lot of questions, but the key questions are answered is the victim is dead, shot multiple times. It seems to be a man in his 60s. The shooter, not named yet, but there is a person detained, and that is a young man in his 20s or 30s. He's being held for questioning working. We do know as well, this is important, that this is an isolated incident, that JSO does not believe there's any danger now to the community, especially there in that Southside area near the Avenues Mall. So we will continue to follow this story. We'll have much more for you on First Coast News Plus and also on First Coast News tonight beginning at 5.